I had a very interesting dream the other night. I dreamt that I was with these two groups of Christian believers in a great big hall. There was like a more messianic type group, and then there was more of a charismatic type group. And they were each on the sides. They were kind of separated, and they were coming together for a type of war. I'm not sure exactly what the war was about, but they had their different leaders and they were getting ready to like go to battle with one another. And the leaders, they were giving speeches, kind of preparing a speech to like rile up their like their side of their army. And I was walking through and I was like, what's the issue? What can we talk about here? And maybe we can come to like a win-win. Like, how can we understand one another and what the issue is here? But no, they were set. They wanted to do this. And so I had gone to the side, and I think there were other people on the other, kind of the outskirts, and they were praying, and I was praying, and I was like, I think I was even crouched down on these stairs and sobbing, and like in my dream, and I felt the heaving of my weeping in my dream, and I was just heartbroken that these people were going to go to war and like kill each other. And then I looked up and I saw down this line, specifically the women on both sides of because the armies were starting to face each other and line up kind of. And then the women, they reached out to each other and the opposites, right? And they held hands. They started holding both the hands of their opponents. And they started doing that down the whole line. And they chose, despite even what the leaders were planning, they chose not to fight. And they were choosing for peace and like forgiveness and to love the way Jesus loved, to just move forward in brotherly love. And the battle was completely stayed. And it was very clear. And I wrote it down, and I'm not sure exactly what it means. It feels kind of like maybe there is, and I, do you know what? I do know that this is happening, that there are people in both of these types of groups, in the Messianic group, that are very like zealous for the Torah, for the law of God, but part of it has, part of the hearts, and this is not for everyone, but I'm speaking from like myself, and just some other people, I guess, that we know. It's very easy to let part of the heart get a little cold in regards to the love of Jesus, because it just, I'm not completely sure why, but yeah, God doesn't want there to be fighting and war. And the thing is the warring that people do, that Christians will do, is biting and devouring one another with their words. It's not physical. It's the words and the slanders and the hate, and just not even wanting to understand where the other's coming from, because there's things from both sides that they can learn from one another. And ultimately, it's the love of Christ and the brotherly love that will bring the people together in unity and harmony.